Alright guys, so today we are gonna reacting to his YouTube stories. Or his stories kind of. But we're gonna react to all of his popular videos, so let's get right into it. He taped back. Trapped? What? Alright, whatever. Let's go.
My twin brother Chris and I were 9 when we learned Morse code. We tapped messages under the dinner table when Mom told us to stop talking and tapped through the wall between our bedrooms every night. When Chris got into a car accident and the doctor said he'd never wake up, I pulled up a chair next to his bed, took his hand, and tapped. Are you there? Nothing. But I came back the next afternoon and tapped again.
Alright, my prediction is he's gonna keep tapping, and one day he's gonna the guy in the coma, he's gonna wake up because that tapping. He's gonna tap back.
Before I left, I always said the same thing. See you tomorrow, Chris. A week later, Chris's fingers twitched against mine, and I almost fell out of my chair. I grabbed a nurse, and she barely looked up. They're reflexes. It doesn't mean anything. I bought a notebook the next day and started writing down every single one. 4 months in, Mom watched me scribbling and said, "How long are you gonna keep doing this? Until he taps back." He's not gonna tap back. You're talking to a corpse. Dad lasted a few more months before he pulled me into the hallway. We need to talk about donating your brother's organs. His fingers move every time I hold his hand, Dad. The nurses said those are reflexes. Stop getting your hopes up, son. I don't care what the nurses say. You're not donating my brother's organs. But a week later, my parents called to have Chris transferred to a long-term facility to die and scheduled a meeting to sign the papers. The afternoon before the meeting, I tapped into his palm like always, but this time, something tapped back. Short, short, short. Long, long, long. Short, short, short. SOS. I grabbed his hand. Chris, if that's you, squeeze once. He squeezed so hard my knuckles cracked. I stormed into the meeting room and told them my brother just responded to me. The caseworker said, "This is very common with families who aren't ready to let go." My parents nodded. I grabbed the transfer papers off the table. "You're not signing anything until you come see for yourself." I walked them to Chris's bed and grabbed his hand. "Ask him anything." The caseworker asked what year it was. Chris squeezed out the answer. Count to 5. 5 perfect squeezes. His mother's name, tapped out letter by letter. By the 10th question, she said, "He's still alive. We can't move him." Weeks later, I asked Chris what kept him fighting when everyone gave up. Heard Mom call me a corpse. Heard Dad say donate my organs. Heard all of them leave, except you. I asked why. I wanted to see you too. My twin brother Chris and I were—
Alright. I was kinda right, but you never woke up. So, but how does this video have 74 million views? Let's go to the next one.
The flight attendant slipped me a napkin.
Oh wait, that's not in Captain Hawk.
That said, "The pilot isn't who he says he is. Meet me in the back to talk." I knew she chose to tell me because of the military dog tags around my neck. I folded them.
Is that usual for a military? Do they give you some dog thing? Are you a dog?
Captain's voice came over the intercom. "Good morning, folks. This is Captain Hopkins, expecting smooth skies to Chicago, but something was wrong. I could feel it in my bones. I waited 2 minutes and casually walked to the back, not knowing what to expect. The flight attendant was there with a man holding up a police badge. The man whispered, 'I'm glad you're here. I'm an undercover cop.' I knew something was wrong straight away." The flight attendant whispered, "I've flown with Captain Hopkins for 6 years. I don't exactly know what's wrong, but I know that's not Hopkins, and we're flying the wrong way." She showed me the flight map of where we were heading. "The plane is heading toward an abandoned airport." I leaned over the map. My body was pumping with adrenaline because it was the perfect place to crash a plane. There's an empty space above the pilot's room. I can climb up and listen to what the pilot and co-pilot are planning through the ceiling. Take my number. If you can tell there's something fishy going on, text me one word. Now. That's the signal to move. And to distract everyone while I climbed above the ceiling, the flight attendant made an announcement on the speakers to tell everyone to keep their seatbelts on. Through the cracks, I could hear 2 men in the pilot's room talking. 15 years ago today, our brother died because of Captain Hopkins. Now we get to crash his plane with him tied up on it while we impersonate him. I texted the undercover cop. Now.
What? We did not just hear that. He is tied up. And what is this comment? And that's how I met your mother. What?
Cart slammed into the pilot's room door, and the cop kicked it open. I dropped through the ceiling and tackled the
So this ginger man and guy just hit someone. I mean, it's kind of reasonable.
co-pilot out of his seat. The cop pinned the co-pilot to the floor. The flight attendant grabbed the radio. "Mayday, our pilot is gone. We need help landing right now." She looked at me. "Find Hopkins, the actual pilot. He has to be on this plane somewhere." I sprinted to the back of the plane, checking every door. I yanked open the closet next to the bathrooms, and Captain Hopkins was inside with his hands tied and tape across his mouth. I ripped the tape off. "Get me to the controls."
Wait. Alright.
He ran to the front.
Alright, so first off, who was flying the plane when they tied him up? Or did they tie him up before they went? I don't know.
And dropped into the pilot's chair. He grabbed the wheel. "Tower, this is the real Captain Hopkins. I'm landing this plane." When we finally landed, the cops dragged the brothers off in handcuffs. The flight attendant came up to me in the aisle. I pulled the napkin out of my pocket and held it up. "You saved 200 lives with this." She smiled and took it back. The flight attendant slipped me a napkin that's...
Alright guys, sorry for pausing the video, but yeah. Alright, so we need to find out more about this gingerbread and this ginger guy.
Every time we heard a knock on the front door, my dad would yell, "Stealth mode," and we had 30 seconds to kill every light in the house. My brother and I would race through the rooms, flipping switches, yanking cords, shutting off the TV mid-show, while some guy outside banged on the front door yelling, "I know you're in there, buddy." Dad timed us. Once everything was dark, no talking, no moving, no looking out the windows. We'd sit there until Dad did his owl hoot, which meant all clear. Sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes almost an hour. Afterwards, he'd high-five us and go, "Real ninjas couldn't do better." He told us,
I mean, wouldn't that like kind of hurt your brain? Because like, I don't know, like just not talking for an hour, and then like so soul. So whatever. I think I just skipped it. Whatever.
ninjas couldn't do better. He told us stealth mode was top secret. Never tell your teachers, your friends, nobody. Other people wouldn't understand. For years, I believed him. When I was 8, I asked Dad why we had to hide so much. He said someone...
Did we just go inside his eye? And why is his mom a rainbow-looking lady?
Annoying guy kept bothering our family, and stealth mode was how we dealt with him. I felt proud we had a secret skill that could outsmart bad guys. By the time I was 10, I heard the voice outside yell something about a bet and $20. I tugged Dad's sleeve and whispered, "Is the bad guy trying to steal our money?" Dad shushed me so hard I flinched. When I was 12, I broke the window rule, peeked through the blinds, and saw a completely normal guy in a polo shirt standing on the porch rubbing his forehead. He didn't look like a criminal. He looked like someone's tired uncle. At 13, I told Dad I was just going to open the door and tell the guy to leave us alone. The color left his face. "You absolutely cannot do that." That was the first time stealth mode didn't feel like a game. By 15 or 16, it barely happened anymore. But when it did, Dad would peek through the blinds looking guilty. Mom just shook her head from the couch and muttered something under her...
So we definitely know that, and this random looking rainbow lady is... So they're criminals.
breath. I was 17 and home alone when I heard
Going into their eyes. Also, sorry for pausing.
it. "I know you're in there. It's been 12 years, man." I opened the front door. The guy nearly fell backwards. Normal-looking dude, middle-aged, holding a crumpled piece of paper. "Oh, hi. Is your dad home? I'm his old college roommate." He held up the paper. "Your old man bet me $20 Michael Jordan wouldn't win his 6th ring. That was 1998. I've been knocking on this door ever since." He handed me the IOU, both their signatures, right there at the bottom. I left it on the kitchen table. Mom saw it first and laughed so hard she had to hold the counter. Dad picked it up, read it, put it back down, and the first thing out of his mouth was, "So now he knows someone's home." Then he turned off the kitchen light and got under the table. We were never in danger. My dad just lost a bet because of the grit.
Now he just looks paranoid. Wait.
Out of his mouth was, "So now he knows someone's home." Then he turned off the kitchen light and got under the table. We were never...
What is he doing? Well, alright, so I guess his brother's there, and his dad just looks like there's a hole, and his dad, oh, sorry for the stutter, this guy just looks like some bomb just went off. And why are they in the ocean? Why are they in the ocean?
in danger. My dad just lost a bet because of the greatest of all time. Every time we heard a knock on the front...
Can't that guy who kept going to their house, can't he just live without a $20 bet? Next video.
My daughter came home crying with an F because her teacher doesn't know what color blood is. The first time I realized something was wrong, Riley came home from school holding out her arm. Look, Dad. You can see the blue blood in my veins right here. She traced the blue lines under her skin with her finger. I put down my coffee and looked at her. Actually, sweetheart, that's not true. Blood is always red because of hemoglobin. It's just darker red in your veins. Her face scrunched up. But Mrs. Miller showed us a whole PowerPoint about it. She even had diagrams.
Why is she, whatever that teacher is? What? Why is she even there then? Shouldn't she be fired?
From a science book. The next morning, I packed my work scrubs in my bag. I'm an ER nurse at Mercy General, and I was working the afternoon shift anyway. I sent Mrs. Miller an email asking if I could do a quick presentation about blood for career day that afternoon. She loved the idea. When I arrived, Mrs. Miller introduced me as Riley's dad who works at the hospital. 28 kids stared up at me from their desks. I heard you guys learned that blood is blue inside your body, I said. The entire class nodded enthusiastically. Mrs. Miller beamed from her desk in the corner. I pulled out a blood collection tube from my pocket and held it up. This is what we use to draw blood at the hospital.
What? So that's very disturbing. Why does he just have someone's blood and just, hey guys, I have someone's blood right here? What?
Notice something. The tube creates a vacuum. No oxygen inside at all. I paused. When we draw blood with these, it never touches oxygen until we pop the cap off. I showed them photos on my phone of sealed blood tubes. See? Still red. Mrs. Miller's smile started fading. She shifted in her chair and cleared her throat. A boy raised his hand and pointed to their science textbook. But our textbook says it's blue. I picked up the book and checked the publication date, 1998. Medicine updates pretty fast. We used to think lots of things that turned out to be wrong. Mrs. Miller suddenly stood up from her desk, her hands gripping the edge. Well, thank you for that interesting presentation, Mr. Johnson, but we need to move on to math now. I nodded and started packing when a girl in the back raised her hand. So our textbook is wrong? The class erupted in whispers. Mrs. Miller's jaw clenched and her voice got tight. The curriculum says, actually, I interrupted, pulling up the
Like little 4-year-olds at the age of 4, at the age of 3 of me, I knew that blood was red.
State science standards on my phone. I walked over and turned my phone toward her. The current curriculum specifically mentions this myth as something to correct.
Wait, guys. Why is he keep changing his looks? First off, he was a gingerbread man. Now I don't know what he's doing.
Stared at the screen and her eyes narrowed. Her mouth pressed into a thin line and her nostrils flared. Can I speak with you in the hallway? The kids watched as we walked out and the door closed behind us. Do you have any idea how hard it is when parents undermine my authority? Her face was red and her voice was sharp. Now they'll question everything I say.
Your voice can't be red.
Kept my voice calm. Isn't that exactly what we want them to do? Question things and learn critical thinking? She crossed her arms tightly. I've been teaching for 22 years. I'm not changing my whole
22 years? You should have been fired at 1 year.
curriculum because some nurse thinks he knows better than our textbooks. The next day,
I think humans already knew blood was red in 19...
I found out Mrs. Miller gave the class a pop quiz. Riley came home crying, her face red and puffy. Her hands were shaking.
Shout out to Vin Hogo. Organic. Whatever. Shout out to him. Yeah, shout out to him. Subscribe for him. Subscribe and like for a cookie. No, he's...
She handed me a paper with a big red F on it. I took a deep breath and felt my jaw tighten as I looked at the question. What color is...
Of course he's red as soon as the thing.
Blood inside the body. Riley had written red, and Mrs. Miller had marked it wrong. I requested a meeting with Principal Davis and brought printouts of medical textbooks, the state science standards, and Riley's quiz. The principal called in Mrs. Miller and asked her directly, is blood blue inside the body? After a long pause, Mrs. Miller said, it's what the children understand better. I leaned forward in my chair. My daughter is crying every morning before school because she's afraid of getting F's for writing down the truth. The next day, the school replaced their science books. Now whenever Riley learns something new at school, she comes home and asks me, Dad, is this actually true, or is it just a Mrs. Miller truth? My daughter came home crying with an...
Why is it on her forehead? But no, it looks like something chocolate spilled on her head. How many
because her teacher doesn't...
videos does this get? 30 million. This story may be based on real events, but name details and whatever that is, information has been charged for, or this long. Alright. This one says, my costume was too real. with an axe emoji.
School's hero for 1 minute before everyone watched what happened next. I don't play around when it comes to Halloween, so during our school's Halloween dance, I dressed up in real firefighter gear from my dad's closet. Real jacket, real boots, real helmet. I strutted around the gym like I owned the place, until the fog machine popped like a toaster and the fire alarm went off. Everyone cheered thinking it was part of the show until I smelled burnt plastic. Teachers started waving their arms, telling everyone to stay calm, but I noticed the orange extension cord powering the machine didn't stop at the wall. It ran out the side doors and down the hallway toward the science wing. Then someone near the door yelled, "Smoke in the hallway," and teachers started shouting for everyone to evacuate. Real sirens started wailing outside and fire trucks pulled up. The crowd poured in.
Alright, he is gonna... what actually is he gonna do? Oh, wait, I got it. He's gonna, actually, I didn't have a reason. Alright, he's gonna save the whole entire school, and he's gonna, put out the fire.
To the parking lot while firefighters rushed through the main doors. That's when one of them spotted me standing near the entrance in full gear. "You, with us!" he shouted. "We're clearing the east wing." I opened my mouth to say I'm just a student, but he shoved a flashlight into my hand and pushed me forward. The hallway was dark and filled with smoke. We followed the
Did he just teleport you? First off, you're outside, then he turned you... alright.
cord past the lockers until it disappeared under Mrs. Carter's classroom door. One of the firefighters reached for the handle and jerked back. "Hot!"
Oh my lord. What is...
The hallway was dark and filled with smoke. We followed the orange cord past the lockers until it disappeared under Mrs. Carter's classroom door. One of the firefighters reached for the handle and jerked back. "Hot!" he said, then looked at me. "Hit it!" But I only had my foam axe. I swung as hard as I could and it bounced off with a pathetic squeak.
What type of things are these?
The firefighter grabbed it, swung himself, and the foam bent in half. He stared at it, muttered, "These damn budget cuts," and tossed it aside. That's when someone shouted from down the hall, and he waved to the others. "Forget this door. We'll circle back once we've got tools." They started heading back down the hall, but then I heard it, a squeaky wheel spinning frantically. This was Mrs. Carter's room, and the class pet Mr. Nibbles was still inside. I turned back to the door. The handle was glowing red. I wrapped my jacket sleeve around my arm and threw my shoulder into the bottom panel until it cracked open. Smoke poured out and choked me instantly. The hamster cage was on the counter, and tiny flames were eating the papers around it. I grabbed the melted cord with my sleeve and yanked it from the wall. A spark bit through the fabric straight into my skin, and I screamed, but kept pulling until the plug came loose. I grabbed the cage with my smoking sleeve, and the metal seared into my palm. I could smell my skin burning. My lungs felt like they were filled with glass, and my vision was going black around the edges, but I ran. When I burst through the side door, I collapsed face first onto the concrete and threw Mr. Nibbles onto the grass so I wouldn't crush him. I could hear cheering as hands grabbed.
Alright, so first off, the cage was closed and somehow the hamster escaped.
And someone pulled off my helmet. A firefighter was staring down at me. "Kid, you're a hero!" That's when I heard the scream. I turned my head and watched a hawk swoop down, grab Mr. Nibbles in its talons, and fly away.
Oh.
I became my school's hero.
I guess, alright, oh my lord. We need to get this much views and stuff.
My teacher looked at my drawing.
I labeled it fish.
Covered her mouth and ran out of the room screaming. Our assignment was to draw something that makes us happy, so I drew me and my dad fishing at the lake, something we do every Saturday. I picked up my paper to see what she saw. 2 stick figures, a fishing rod, a lake, a building that said Larry's Bait and Tackle, and a fish that I even labeled fish in case there was any confusion. I had no idea what I did wrong. She came back with 2 security guards, still screaming, grabbed my drawing off my desk, and pointed at me like I was dangerous. They walked me out without saying a word and sat me down in Principal Carter's office. He had my drawing under a desk lamp like he was examining a ransom note. He looked up. "Explain this." I told him it's me and my dad fishing at the lake. He pointed at my stick figure's hand. "You're telling me this is a fishing rod when I'm looking at a weapon." I told him there's a line coming off it with a fish on the end, and I literally wrote the word fish next to it. Mrs. Keller leaned in. "It looks like he's aiming at the building." I told her it's Larry's Bait and Tackle where we buy worms, and he's facing the water because that's where fish live and that's how fishing works. works. I didn't understand how every adult in the room was looking at a fish and seeing a threat. Principal Carter picked up his phone and called my dad. Mr. Davis, your son drew an image that appears to depict a school shooting. We need you here immediately. I sat there staring at my drawing, wondering how I ended up here. My dad showed up still in his work shirt with dirt on his hands and stopped in the doorway. Where is he? What did he draw? Principal Carter slid the drawing across the desk, and my dad picked it up, stared at it, and laughed. Not a chuckle, a full laugh. This is from last Saturday. He pulled out his phone, turned it around, and the photo was right there. Me standing in front of Larry's bait and tackle holding my fishing rod. Same building, same rod, same everything. He looked at the principal. Is everyone in this room slow? My son drew a fish, labeled it fish, drew a fishing rod, drew a bait shop, and you looked at that and saw a school shooting. Nobody said anything. You pulled my son out of class and called me at work because not one adult in this building stopped and said, hey, maybe that's a fishing rod. Mrs. Keller stared at the floor, and Principal Carter had nothing. My dad put the drawing in his pocket. We're done here. Let's go. Next art class, I drew Mrs. Keller and labeled it donkey in case there was any confusion. My teacher looked at my drawing, covered her mouth, and
What? How do you get how did you get a fishing rod mixed up with a weapon?
ran out of the room.
No.
A man climbed onto our school bus with a knife, and the first thing he heard was a
You picked the wrong bus.
slow clap from the back row. Confused, he screamed at our driver, Mrs. Worley, to keep driving and not stop for anyone. A kid leaned forward. Nice ski mask. Did you cut the holes out yourself, or did your mommy help you? The whole bus laughed. He waved the knife around. Shut up and no one gets hurt. Your hand is shaking so hard I can't tell if that's a threat or a dance move. He stepped toward the kid who said it, and 20 voices started talking at once. Oh, he's walking now. Everybody watch out. He spun around trying to find who said what, but insults were coming from every direction. Bro seriously hijacked a bus with no plan, no getaway car, and a Walmart knife. This is the saddest crime I've ever seen. We wouldn't let him finish a single sentence. Are you robbing us for money? All I have is an EBT card and a bus pass. He pointed his knife at Mrs. Worley, and the whole bus went silent. A kid stood up. You can threaten us all you want, but if you point that thing at Mrs. Worley again, we're gonna have a real different conversation. He laughed nervously and asked what a bunch of kids were going to do about it. A girl said, we're on the bus to the school for troubled teens. Half of us are here for assault, and the other half won't say why. Mrs. Worley looked at him over her shoulder. Honey, I've watched these kids make grown men cry over smaller things than pointing a knife at me. He lowered the knife. Smart choice. She brings us donuts on Fridays. We protect what matters. His face
Oh my lord, I want some donuts.
twisted, and he shoved toward the kid with the knife raised. Mrs. Worley pulled over, stood up, and stepped between them. That's enough now. He grabbed her arm and shoved her into the dashboard. For half a second, the bus was completely silent. Then a kid came over the seats like something feral, and 3 others were right behind him. The guy didn't have time to turn around before someone hit him in the back of the knees, and he went down. The knife skittered under the seats, and kids were on top of him before he could reach for it. Someone had him in a headlock while someone else pinned his arms. A girl sat on his legs and went through his pockets just to add insult to injury. Mrs. Worley pressed the emergency button. I need police at my location. Tell them there's no rush. The situation is handled. The guy was crying. Please get off me. I can't breathe. A kid leaned close to his face. You should have thought about that before you touched Mrs. Worley. When the cops showed up, they found him tied to a seat with shoelaces and snot running down his face. A man climbed onto our school bus with a
How do some 10-year-olds do that?
knife, and the first thing he
I'm comedy something. Alright, how did some 10-year-olds go against an old man?
heard was a slow clap. Dad measured me for the 5th time that day and screamed,
My dad hated that I was taller than him.
"Why are you still 5'10"? I stared down at my 5'3" dad.
What? They look literally the exact same height, just he's a tiny bit taller.
And he glared. Stop looking down at me. No son of mine will ever look down on me. We're going to fix this before it's too late. And so the next day, Dad came into my room with x-rays of my legs marked with red X's saying, I found a surgeon who will remove these bones.
What? How is an old man gonna think of that?
so that you can finally be shorter than me. I already scheduled the surgery. I stared in horror while Dad jumped around saying he couldn't wait to be taller than me. I knew I had to make the surgery impossible, so I started running 26 miles non-stop, and even though it hurt, I kept going until my legs gave out because I needed my bones to be so damaged they couldn't operate on me. And then on the day of my scheduled surgery, the doctor took one look at x-rays of my damaged legs and refused to operate on me. Dad got angry. Why? He's perfectly fine. But the surgeon shook his head and pointed at the x-ray. His bones are too damaged. If I cut into them, they could shatter, and a shard of bone could hit his heart. Your son could die. Dad crossed his arms. I'm okay taking that risk. Just do it so he can be shorter than me. But the doctor kept saying no, and I thought it was finally over. But when we got home, Dad grabbed his toolbox and said, if a surgeon isn't going to fix this, then I'll do it myself. He chased me around the house screaming, "Get back here! You will be shorter than me!" I ran outside across the yard, and that's when Dad's foot got caught on the garden hose, and he fell down hard, and I saw both his legs were bent the wrong way.
That just sounds like a girl scream.
Dad screamed, and I called the ambulance, and when they arrived, paramedics loaded him onto a stretcher, while one of them questioned me. "How do you know this man?" he asked. When I said he was my dad, his eyes bulged, and he looked back and forth between my dad and me, and then suddenly asked, "How?"
A gingerbread man and a old man do not look the same.
"Was he your dad? He's so short." Dad thrashed so hard in the stretcher when he heard a paramedic had to sedate him. Dad measured me for the fifth time.
Alright guys, I think this is enough for today. Like and subscribe if you guys want to see more reacts. And it's soaking. What's up guys? So today we are gonna be reacting to Nutshell animations. Alright, let's look at his thing.
If you can get this
Get the plate.
$100
How to outsmart your mom in under 0.04 seconds.
out from underneath this plate.
Oh.
If you can get this $100 bill out from underneath this plate, it's yours.
Easy peasy.
Whoa, slow down, buddy, but there's one rule. You need to get it out without touching the plate.
Huh?
Yeah, and if you can't get it out, your mom gets the money instead.
Nope, not happening. Wait, did you say something about me getting...
She's a gold digger.
Me?
Yep, he needs to get the $100 out from underneath the plate without touching the plate.
Nah, I got this. He'll never be able to. That the money is mine. Mommy like money.
Yep, she definitely is a gold digger.
Mom, chill. How about you spend some money on your kids for a change? Shut up, you have to just fail already.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, start.
Alright, let me show you guys my new magical abilities. Abracadabra.
Wait. He's gonna do it, and somehow it's gonna come out of the bowl.
Boom, boom, make that 100 disappear and make it come to me very near. Yeah, boom. Yeah.
He's gonna go like
What the heck was that?
What did I just witness? The job is done. What do you mean it's done? Nothing happened. I took the $100. No, you didn't. Let me see. It's right there, you liar. Perfect. Here we go. See, I got it without touching the plate.
If you can get this $100...
That's crazy. Right. This one says, why are you late? You're late to class.
Two guys and a blonde enter the classroom.
All 3 of you are lit.
Guy number 1.
What's wrong with your face and why are you late?
Sorry, Teach, I had a nosebleed. I had to take care of this.
The teacher felt bad
Someone had to punch him. Whatever.
and let him go.
Okay, sit down before you make a mess in my classroom.
Guy number 2.
He had the nosebleed. What the heck is your excuse?
Who do you think was helping him?
What do you mean you helped him? How?
I'm the one who ran to get the tissues, and then I was holding his head back.
The teacher let him go
Holding his head back? Doesn't that just make it worse?
for being a good friend.
Okay, fine. That was suspiciously irresponsible of you.
The blonde.
And you, Blondie, what's your excuse?
Well, someone had to punch him.
Two guys and a blonde enter
Someone had to punch him. No wonder why I said someone had to punch him. Alright, let's see. Next one. Alright, this one says, Big Family Generation, welcome. Family Barbecue.
Welcome to the family barbecue, everyone.
So hungry. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Wow, Acorn, another plate. Wow, Auntie Peanut, another divorce. Where your manners at?
Ooh.
Where your ring at? Why, you little rat? Hey, brother, how about you tell your son to stop?
Acorn, my dear boy, please stop this instant. Okay, now it will be on video. You may continue, son.
Auntie, you're so lonely, your ring mark is healing faster than you.
Whoa there, simmer down. You keep eating like that, little boy, I might have to take you on a run.
Run? Yeah, you know
What the?
that's about
Whatever.
that, right, Uncle? Constantly running from the cops and all. What's crazy is that you don't just jog, you actually flee the scene.
Yo, cousin, calm down. Why are you eating another plate of food, boy?
Because the plate called me back, but you wouldn't understand about being called back, you lonely...
Chill, cuz, if I ever...
Editor, blur that out. What you just said. At least put something.
pull up on you, all you gotta do is walk up and leave.
Walk up and leave, you say? That sounds a lot like how your dad left. Igor, what's the matter with you? Have some respect. What the heck, Mom? Just started it. And I finished it.
Welcome
All
to the
right. That's very rude. Whatever. This is the next one. POV. Your mom claps your dad. I'm the boss. I'm the boss.
Whoa there, son. What are you doing?
Getting in the car, duh. What else, Dad?
You do know you got to sit at the back, right?
Come on, you let me sit in the front.
Yeah, but your mom is coming this time, and you know your mom gets very angry when you sit in the front.
Isn't this your car, huh? I thought you were the boss, Dad.
Well, you are right. I am the boss.
So he's the boss.
Few moments later, hehe.
Honey, sorry to bother you, but can you put on some music, please?
Keep your mouth shut. I thought you said you were the boss.
What am I watching now? Who is this nut show? Oh my lord, dude. This is so brain rot. What is his eyes? Whatever, let's go to the next one. It says, how to buy anything for free. Return this.
Hello there, big fat mustache guy. I want to buy these 2 pants.
Alright, sorry for pausing it, but did he just not say big fat guy? Whatever.
Please?
Aren't these a little too big for you, tiny boy?
They're for my parents. So, you buy one and get one free, right?
Yeah, so your total will be $50.
Excellent. Here, take my money.
Thank you.
Wait, on second thought, can I return this one, please?
Yeah, sure, but it was buy one and get one free, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm returning the one that cost $50, but I'm keeping the free one, okay?
Okay, here you go.
Thanks, bye, Pringles.
So he just got one for free, and that guy gave him the money back. So first off, he got a new thing, and oh my lord.
Eat a second.
Hello there, big fat.
Whatever. Acorn is tiny but smart somehow. Yup. Shout out to whatever this guy's name is. Whatever his name is. That's on. Oh yeah. Even the official guy commented. Whatever. Once siblings be like younger brother.
Mom, brother's being mean to me. You're grounded. Mom, brother's making fun of me.
What the? I didn't even do anything.
You're grounded. Mom, brother's breathing the same air as me.
Bruh.
You're grounded.
You do know eventually you won't be able to tell on me.
I'll figure it out.
20 years later.
Your Honor, that's when I saw my brother running from the crime scene covered in her blood. That's jail for life.
Look who's in trouble. Mom,
So
brother.
first off, this younger brother, this dum-dum, well, I don't know, and this guy said, first off, how? There's no proof. How does the judge just, oh yeah, we definitely know that, Tim. What?
Being mean to me. You're grounded.
No, whatever.
Brother's making fun of
Next
me.
one.
Mom, I bet you $100 that I can make you
This
say
one
the
says, I bet you. How to make $100 under in 0.26 seconds.
number 19. Nah, Mom, really, I bet you. Well, then I bet that you can't. All right, bet. Now, what's 10 plus 10? 20. Okay, awesome. Now tell me, what's 20 plus 30? 50. Okay, now what's 50 times 2? That is 100. And what's 100 minus 10? 90. Ha, gotcha. What happened? Nah, I made you say it. You said 19, not 90. And you just said it. Why, you little... Yeah, keep quiet, woman. Mom, I bet you 100...
Alright. So she fell for that somehow. And whatever. Next one. Alright, this one says be a best friend be like doppelganger.
One is the doppelganger.
I'm the real nutshell. Hit him. Obviously, I'm the real one.
Okay, tell me what you like about me.
Come on.
Alright, which one? I think the one on the right, the one where the likes are and the comments and stuff. I think he's the right one.
Are you serious?
Okay, fine. Tell me something you hate about me.
You are ugly, a small bean, tall as my knees, height deficient, vertically challenged, always crying, always complaining, hideous, unsightly, repulsive, grotesque.
Bro, you can stop. I got him.
Yeah, no. Brainless, dense, annoying, immature, foolish.
Stop it!
Cringe, idiotic, poor, homeless, broke, cowardly.
Which one is the doppelganger?
So I guess there was two, and then I guess there was two. So, yeah. Wait, this one says new video every at 5 p.m. East. Alright, but so I guess that's, I don't know how, but how does he have 10 mil? I don't know how, with 4K views, and yeah, and it's so, and